Hello and welcome to the course on fundamental concepts of electricity. In this soft skills session, we'll be discussing about a practice problem, which is finite element method based simulation of a pointed electrode and a plane. So this finite element based FEM method is actually a solver for partial differential equation. So here we'll be using a freeware called as FEMM 4.2, which is freely available online. So mainly it is used to solve 2D structures, like two problems pertaining to 2D structures and some symmetric 3D structures. So here we'll be considering a pointed electrode and a plane setup, which will look like this. So here we have an electrode which will be energized at 11 kV, let's say, and then this plane which will be grounded, and there is a gap between this pointed and then this plane structure. With different viewing angle it looks like this. So let's consider a typical dimension as shown. So this is the 11 kV excitation to this complete conductor here, this electrode completely, and then this plane is grounded, or in other words it is at ground potential. Then to bring in the 3D effect, we are specifying the depth of 1 centimeter. Note, though in this 3D figure we have exaggerated this distance, but the structure which will be analyzing using FEMM package will be a section of this complete setup. So we'll be taking a section of this, a slice of this section, which will look like this to solve. So here what we do is we actually place nodes at every joint, and then we patch it in the canvas of FEMM, and then we'll define all the material properties. So general steps followed in this FEMM package are as shown. So first it pertains to the problem definition, which requires us to put the units of measurements or unit of measurements for the structures used, like we'll be using centimeter. And then since this is a planar structure of this 3D object, this 3D structure, so we'll need to specify, okay, we are performing analysis over this planar structure, and then the depth, which is 1 centimeter. So let's quickly shift to the package. Let me show you that. So if I hit FEMM, so this GUI comes up. So let me show you the version of the package I'm using. It is 4.2 and released on April 21, 2019. So ours is an electrostatics problem, so we'll consider that appropriately. So now you can see a grid-like canvas and lot of icons, which will evidently become clear in this session. So first we'll define the problem statement here. So we choose planar structure, and then units to centimeter, depth as 1 centimeter, and rest settings we won't change for time being, and hit OK. So now to patch the planar structure in this canvas, we will be using all this 5 icons. So this is a node, and this is a line joining 2 nodes, and then this is an arc, and then this is material definer. We'll see that one by one. So if you see in the left bottom corner of this package, you will see this X and Y coordinate, which changes as and when I move my mouse cursor. So to pinpoint a node, it's not easy to use this coordinates as reference. So what we do is we choose node and then hit tab button, and then enter a coordinate, let's say origin, so 0, 0. The moment I do that, you will see this coordinates coming up. So likewise, what we'll do is we'll build on this layout here. What we do is actually we consider this node as origin first, 0, 0, and having this 1 centimeter as the width, what we do is we bifurcate it here, and then this becomes 0.5, and the height from origin is 1.5. So this point becomes 0.5 comma 1.5 centimeter, and similarly this point, it becomes 0.5 as the x coordinate, and then 1 as 5 centimeter. And then this plane is at a distance or a coordinate of 0 and then -1, and this becomes, since it is a 10 centimeter side of the plane, so this will become -5 comma 0, and sorry, not 0, it is actually at the depth of -1, so we'll put this in 5 comma -1 depth. So let's plug in these values in the package. So now we'll hit tab button and enter the values one by one. And then -0.5 comma 1.5, and then 0.5 comma 5, and -0.5 comma 5. So the electrode nodes are available. Now let's create the plane nodes. So we need to do like 0 comma -1, which is this depth, and we'll have a line over here. So we'll create -5 comma -1, which is this. And let's say if by mistake if I enter a point called 5 comma -5 comma 1, which is not the correct value, like this one, so what we need to do is one can delete it by just hovering mouse nearby and then right click. So this will get highlighted, if you can observe that it becomes highlighted here. Then you can press delete button. And by the way, these are the navigational tools, so here you can just change the canvas layout. In this sense, you can just move it as a cursor, like right, left, up and down. And these are some zooming functionalities, and this is fit to page. So let's add the node. So this is 5 comma -1. Now to connect, we'll be using this line connector or the line button. So you need to select one point, then the other point, one point, other point, and so on and so forth. So now the structure is ready. So before proceeding, we'll just save it as electrode part 1. So electrode part 1. So this is available, and the units or the formats, if you see, it is FEE. It says it's an electrostatics problem, as highlighted by this capacitive icon here coming up in this besides the file tab. So now before proceeding any further, so we need to define some more aspects. Let's come over here. So this layout we are ready with. Now we need to define some materials, boundary, and the circuit. So to do that, so the idea is actually this is not the only structure in the universe. So what we'll do is we'll define a boundary which will contain this structure. So that boundary eventually we need to prepare it. So as a thumb rule, what generally is followed, it's like whatever structure, whatever lengths you have used in your setup, the boundary should be at least 3 to 6 times far from that. Fine. So since we are using 10 centimeter as the plane height, like plane length, so we'll choose a square box, bounding box, which is displayed at 30 units. Right. To do that, what I'll do is I'll come here and press this node button, and then enter 30 comma 30, which is here, and then -30 comma 30, which is here. So -30 comma 30, -30 comma -30, and then the other is 30 comma -30, it's here. So this four structures. So if I just zoom in, zoom out, you can see the bounding structure clearly. So let me zoom in here. So if I fit width, you will see this structure. So bounding box and then the electrode and plane configuration. So now we'll save this again. To define the materials, we'll go to properties and materials and we'll say add material, and we'll be using air, and relative permittivity is by default as 1. And then for electrode material, actually we'll choose copper, but again its relative permittivity is similar to that of air. So I'll say okay. So the materials are defined. Now we'll create a boundary effect. So we'll say new boundary, and BC type will choose for time being as fixed voltage, and we'll just say V equals 0 as the, so this is actually a character, so you can write anything here. So I'm just writing as V equal to 0, and we'll say okay. So boundaries has been defined, and then we'll define conductors for this problem. So we'll say we want conductor at high potential, so we'll say high. We'll write any keyword is allowed here, so preferably without any spaces. So I'll say high, and prescribed voltage as 11 kV, so I can put 11 kV. Similarly for plane, we'll require to define a low voltage, so we'll say low, and then we'll define it as 0. So you can see these two features. In case if you want to modify, you can come here and say modify, so again you can edit, right? So we'll say okay. So now what we have done, the boundaries, materials and the circuit or the conductor potentials are defined. Now we need to assign it to this structure. So having selected the node, let's first define the boundary. So we'll just select this, the line connector, and we'll just come near to the line and say right click, and then again right click here, right click here, and right click here, and then if we hit space bar, the segment property will appear. So actually this is the boundary, so we'll specify it as boundary and say okay. So now the boundary is ready. So we'll just zoom into the problem which we want to solve here, the electrode. So now we'll select this electrode periphery and then hit space bar. So we need to specify this as a conductor at high potential, so we'll select high, then okay. So it is now defined, and now I'll select this plane and then hit space bar, and we'll set it at low. So the conductors are specified, and then we'll say save. Fine. Now we need to define the materials as well. So we'll click this green button here, which is the material property. So we'll click it here, one point here and another at the space nearby. Now having selected this node, we'll keep selecting this node, and then we'll come here and then say right click near the node and hit space bar, and then we'll set the block node to here, and similarly we'll come here and click space bar, then we'll have copper. So that's it. So if you want to dense out the mesh, you can choose this option, like wherein if you want very small mesh. So let me just show you. If I say 0.01 and say okay and save it, so what will happen is the steps which we need to follow, actually to solve this, we will be using the steps. Like first we'll do triangularization of this space, which is this mesh button here. So we'll click that. So you will see a lot of dense nodes are placed to the copper. So let me, just to release or to make it fast, I'll just click on this. So just to make it fast, I'll click on this and hit space bar, and I'll return back to let's triangle choose mesh size. See, now if I say refresh it, you will see this got refreshed with sparse triangles. Fine, then we'll solve it by using this crank button. So it had solved it. So let's view the result. So if I click on result, so this is how the result look like. So the output, what you see here, it says, okay, the problem definition, it has depth of 1 centimeter and units are centimeter. So this put the contour, what you see, it's actually the volts, the potentials, how it is defined in the nearby space. If you want to see vector lines or the electric flux intensity, one can select this button here, arrow, and then we'll go to this intensity and say OK. So now you can see those small arrows coming up. So the maximum intensity is appearing at the tip, which is highly distorted, or it's like emanating from the electrode, which is at plus potential, and then it's going to the ground node. You can see those arrows. And in case if you want to, so what we'll do is we'll just remove the vector notation, and if you want to see the equipotential lines, we'll click on this. So this is the equipotential line you can observe. Fine, so one can again suppress it. Let me just recheck it. It's here. So now if you see, if you want to plot some things, so what we'll do is we'll just click on this line segment node here and then go from this to this point. So a red line will be appearing. So having done that, one can go for plot, and then we'll go for the field intensity, magnitude of field intensity. So this is the observation. So you'll see this 0, it will pertain to this tip, and the moment it reaches the plane, it reaches to this ground potential here, 0. Fine. In case in the later problems, if you'll require to find what is the capacitance between the like parallel plates or different structures, what you can do is you can directly click on this node, and then you need to choose what conductor you want. So since we are choosing this high conductor because we want to find capacitance between these two, so you'll see at 11 kV you are storing this much charge. So appropriately you can calculate the capacitance, so which is charge per unit voltage. So this number divided by 11 kV, that will be the capacitance of this structure. Fine. So if I connect one lead here and one lead in this plane, we'll get that equivalent capacitance.